following is paid programming.
It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Hey everybody, this is the Tax Lady, and this is our hour to talk taxes. And this time of year, we know that you're not preparing your taxes, probably not, but you probably are dealing with issues in the news, wondering about how things affect you, and that we're trying to keep you up to date on tax issues because taxes affect your money, and money is important to all of us. So if you'd like to join us here in studio, we'd love to have you as part of the show. 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on a cell phone. And I'm joined in studio with Steve Jacobson, our district manager. He just got a promotion. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Esther. How's it going?
Good. Drinking a cup of coffee so you can warm up on a day like today, right? And then Christopher Fabian, our vice president.
Hello,
and Tiffany Fabian.
Hello, Esther. And you know, this time of year,
right-hand man for me.
Yes, I like being your right-hand man.
You are my right-hand man. I don't know what to do with you. And Chris is my left-hand man, and Steve is my right leg man.
I don't know how to respond to that.
But anyway, I'll tell you, it's Memorial Day weekend, and it seems like every Memorial Day, was it good last year? Because it seems like Memorial Day is always cold.
I don't remember.
It works for me, though. I'm out gardening today, so I'm thrilled.
My brother, who lives in Detroit, called me today and said he's put in his garden twice. He's afraid he's going to have to put it in again because it was like 32 degrees in Detroit this morning and a frost. So
I cleaned out my refrigerator today, so I
don't know. I went outside, cut the lawn, and I said, it feels like a fall day.
That's what you said.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Well, anyway, this is Memorial Day weekend, and if anybody wants to call in and tell us about anybody special in the military that they're remembering, some special person, or your dad or your brother, we'd love to share your stories. We invite you to call in 803-0930, 803-0930. Star 930 on a cell phone. Then the other thing we thought we'd kind of do with an open line before we get into Forbes just wrote an article about the 15 most costly tax breaks, and we wanted to talk about the cost of them and if they remove them, how it would affect your tax situation so that you'll be informed. So when you hear the rhetoric on TV, you can back it up with, and this means I got to pay this much more money, right?
That's right.
That's right.
But anyway, how do you also feel about the IRS overreaching on the conservative thing? How does that make you feel? Do you think it's been handled properly? Are you feeling anything about that too? So if you want to give us a call in studio, 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on the cell phone.
Esther, I don't understand about the lady at IRS who pleaded the fifth. What was her logic? She just didn't want to say what she...
Well, I mean, when you plead the fifth because you don't want to incriminate yourself.
Right.
You don't want to give information that's going to be used against you should you have done anything illegal.
But it seems like it's backfiring in her face.
The Fifth Amendment says that we do not have to give information that's going to be used against us in a lawsuit.
Right.
So when you plead the fifth, that means it looks like she's saying she's guilty, but you really don't know because she hasn't given any information.
Right. In other words, the government didn't give her anything for her testimony, so she's not going to give them anything in return.
Yeah, well, I think she's been put off of work, but with paid leave.
Right, if she's on paid leave.
Yes.
So
I really...
But who knows? I mean, hopefully somebody's going to look into why this abuse happened at the IRS. It's very scary to think that the federal government, whether you're a Democrat or Republican or independent, no matter what side of the fence you're sitting on, should you be on the wrong side of the fence in the next administration, that somebody would target you. Yep. That's what's so scary. Well, I know the Nixon administration was guilty of it, and that's a real concern.
Well, I seriously love their reaction, though, when the Associated Press questioned them on the fact that, these 501c4 organizations, they're not supposed to be used by Republican or Democrats to whether, to fund political funding or sway elections in any way. How are they used to create these, kinds of things to begin with, or form these kind of 990s to begin with, these not-for-profits? And they said, gee, well, the law is really fuzzy on that. And I thought to myself, isn't that the answer I get every time I call them about something?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just
thinking about...
But the 503c4 is a political arm, but the contributions are not tax deductible.
Right.
So it's a qualified not-for-profit, and they understand that they're doing political things, even though they may not endorse a candidate. So, that's the whole thing. I'm Esther Gulius, the tax lady from EG Tax. Join us here in studio, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on the cell phone. And we have Don from Amherst holding. Hi, Don. How can we talk to you? How can we help you?
Yeah, I just got a general question. The highest tax rate now percentage is what, 39%?
Yeah, 39.6% is the highest.
If I would withdraw my entire 401k, which is about $500,000, how much money would they mandatorily withhold for federal tax?
And are you over the age of 59 and a half? I'm sure.
Yeah.
69.
Go ahead.
Are you married, Don?
Pardon?
Are you a married gentleman?
No, I'm single.
So really, 39.6% is the top rate. But on top of that, starting this year, in 2013, there are surcharges that will be assessed if your income exceeds $200,000. So if you took $500,000 out, you're going to end up with the surcharge. And Steve, you want to tell them what the surcharge is?
The surcharge for income over that is
3.9%. But then there's also the 0.9% Medicare surcharge on the wage income that you get as well.
I don't have any wage
income. Don, if you have any wages, you'll also cost you another 0.9%. So you're 39.6 plus the 3.9. So now you're up to 44, almost 44%.
Don't forget the state.
Don't forget on the state of New York to pay 8% too.
My question would be if
the withholding would be about it says 20%, but it's always up to you. You can elect not to do the withholding.
Oh, I can elect not to do the withholding. Okay. Well,
I don't recommend it, Don. Is there a reason why you want to take so much money out of your 401k or your IRA?
Perfectly honest with you, I wanted to take it all out, and I only have one son, and have no withholdings, and actually hide the cash because I'm not going to live to the end of the year, according to the doctors. And there's nobody going to file my taxes. So who are they going to get the money from?
Oh,
well,
but,
actually,
let me say this. So it's horrible news that you got, and I understand how you feel. Well, no, but your heirs, it will be your son, I'm assuming, his responsibility when he inherits that money, he's going to have to pay any taxes that you
that's true
gave
if he
him.
inherits.
So he would get stuck paying that tax bill.
But if I just take it all out and put it someplace where nobody knows where it is, and he doesn't know where it is till a later date, how are they going to make him pay on taxes on it?
Well, because, really you'd be, first of all, they're going to issue your estate a 1099-R, which means that they're going to say, Don took $500,000 out.
So they're going to issue my estate, and nobody's going to file taxes on it.
But you see, they're going to be sitting around looking at
the
assets that you have, and really that puts a cloud over your son's future. And if you want him to have that income, I would think that wouldn't be a very good thing to do. Maybe you'd want to call us on Monday. We could sit down and talk to you, because I can imagine right now your head must be swimming, and we're very happy to help you. But I don't think that would be a good thing.
If I could take it out and convert it to cash. And
you can take it out and convert it to cash. Just have them. But the truth of the matter is, your son's going to inherit that. Okay, if he inherits that, he can take it all out himself. He can take it out over a 5-year period, or he can annuitize it. The options that he has are going to cost him a lot less taxes than what's going to be what will happen to you if you just take that whole lump out all at once. I just think you need to talk to somebody, Don.
All right, I'll come down and talk to you.
I mean, because there's no charge. I mean, if you got your own tax advisor, talk to them. But I'm going to tell you, I think when you take a look at the options, you're going to see that it's better to maybe withhold the taxes when you withhold them when you take out the money, or leave your son the whole nest egg so he can pay the taxes. I think it'd be a much better solution.
And as a little chime in, get a third and fourth medical opinion too, because
Well, I've already got 5 of them, so
Okay.
so that is the answer.
we just
See,
I mean, I believe in the power of prayer, and I'm going to pray for you, Don. So
Okay,
please
I'll talk to
just
come
and see us.
Why I'm thinking this way, and we'll see. Okay, I'll be
right.
down Monday. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thanks, Don.
Make
Boy,
it Tuesday
that's-
because we're closed on Monday for Memorial
That's
Day.
right, Tuesday. Right, but it's that's a tough thing, I'll tell you.
Yep.
And we're going to join you. See you on the other side of the break. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady. We'll see you on the other side.
In the nation, they go by Guardian, Lifesaver, and Friend. At Nationwide Insurance, we just call them agents. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation that cares.
Nationwide is on your side.
I have an insurance agent who cares. That's why Bill Barber has been my agent for 15 years. For any insurance needs, call Bill. 688-2199.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
Taxes can be a puzzle sometime, but Esther Gullius makes it understandable. This is attorney Dennis Kitchen. I've been a lawyer for over 35 years, and I consider it my duty to make the law understandable to my clients. Whether it's bankruptcy, estates, wills, litigation, family law, or real estate, my experience and training can guide you through the puzzling parts of the law and help you understand. I'm Dennis Kitchen, and I'd like to help.
Find attorney Dennis Kitchen at kitchenlaw.com or call 631-5661.
Hi, this is Esther. Basil Resale Transit and EG Tax have teamed up to help you with your taxes and make car buying fun. Basil Resale has a great financing program that virtually assures everyone gets approved, and some customers may have payments as low as $99 a month with zero down out of pocket. Just go to Basil Resale Transit, 6868 Transit Road, just across from Regal Cinemas in Williamsville. Call 632-2440 or go to basilcars.com. Click on Basil Resale Transit.
Just what I'm looking for. Basil, just great deals.
I like Joe's pick of songs. I'm Esther Gullius from EG Tax, joined in studio with Steve Jacobson, our district manager, Chris Fabian, our vice president, Tiffany Fabian, our corporate development officer, and Esther Gullius, me. And we would love to help you if you have any questions, wondering if you're getting letters from the IRS, getting audited from New York State, haven't gotten your refund, which is so many situations, haven't filed your return, behind the 8 ball, you owe money, give us a call, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. We'd love to help you, and we'd love to hear what you have to say anyway. I was talking to myself during the break about this being Memorial Day, and who did I remember? And I will tell you, when I was back in high school, the boy across the street was a senior with me, and he went to Vietnam, and he never came back. And I remember Gary Klein this weekend. I will tell you, he went into the Army and never came back, and that really touched my life. And I just thank all of our military personnel who have done so much for our country.
Yep.
Right, guys?
That's
absolutely.
Right.
My father was in the military. Chris's father was in the military.
Bud Drake, grandfather.
Yeah,
I
love our country, and so what Gary Klein did and all the other military is amazing.
Yep, that's right. Well, why don't we, while we're waiting for everybody to call, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on the cell phone, let's talk about the Forbes article, 15 most costly tax breaks. And you know, basically, the first one, and you guys chime in and explain what these are, is the tax-free health insurance provided by employers. And you listening, if you take a look on your W-2, you saw in box, what was it, 12, I think, right?
Yep, code DD.
Right. Was the amount of health insurance that was provided by your employer, which is completely tax-free. And because it isn't taxable, it costs the federal government $760 billion, right?
That's a lot of bread.
Yep.
Now, what if that health insurance then became taxable?
That's
And
a
you
lot
were
of
in
money
the
in their
15% tax bracket, which is not much. That would put you at about $38,000 taxable, right?
Yep.
So if your health insurance provided by your employer, which is not taxed right now, becomes taxable, it would cost you about 15% federal, 5% New York State, or $2,400 in extra taxes that you would pay.
Yep.
I mean, on top of what you're already paying, there's some more money, which is just
right. And believe that could boost you up where you're not getting some of the credits. It could boost you up to the next tax bracket.
Right.
I mean, it could cost someone a lot of money.
And then
right. Well,
cost
that's
them
just
your
the
state
first one.
credits too.
And the second one is the capital gains rate, which is 0 to 15% maximum right now. Right? And so that's a great big loophole. That costs the federal government $616 billion because they're losing the regular tax rate on the capital gains. Let's just say that you had a stock that you sold and made $5,000 and you're in the 15% bracket. What would they pay in income taxes right now?
7. Oh, right now, 0.
Zero. Only 5% in New York State, right?
Yep.
Right.
So this person, it would cost them $750 extra in income taxes.
That's right.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
So, you know,
and that's only a $5,000 stocks gain.
Right. So the benefit that the federal government's giving taxpayers, if that goes away, somebody's got to make up the difference, and that's you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I'm Esther Gulius, the tax lady, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on the cell phone. And we got a couple of calls, people waiting. We got Joe in East Aurora. Hi, Joe. How can we help you? I'm Esther Gulius.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Esther. It's I love your show, first of all.
Thank you.
I do my daughter's income tax.
Sure.
She's a single mom. And we sent it in February. The state owes her $1,380, and she's been waiting since February, and they don't send a refund, and she needs the money, and she calls a phone number all the time, and they tell her it's in processing. Well, how long could it be in processing?
Steve, why don't you help them out with that?
Well, here's the issue that you have right now. A lot of people are being delayed with their New York State tax return. I mean, we called the other day
Shouldn't
for somebody.
she have gotten a letter?
For the delayment in processing? No. I mean, they have actually been. We called New York State for a guy the other day, where some people who have been filing in January are just now getting some of their state returns processed. I mean, unfortunately, there are significant delays on the New York State level. It's something that they quote say they're working on to speed the process.
Yeah, but it just never happens.
Right? They
Jesus.
say 8 to 12
she
weeks.
gets the earned income credit and the child credit.
The Empire
Right.
State.
Right.
So it's not a simple return, I guess you would say, but it's also not complicated.
And your daughter, she did she mail it in? Did she e-file it in again? What
No, we do it on paper.
Okay,
I mean,
and that's the biggest problem right now with these paper returns. Had you had e-filed the return, that return would have been processed much quicker. But because of the fact that they're mailing them in, New York State basically isn't allocating many employees to processing these returns anymore. So a lot of them are just sitting in their mailroom, not even opened yet. That's the biggest issue. So when you call them up, they'll say, "Gee, we're not sure if we have it, and you can't send us another return. We're advising you not to send us another return."
Yeah,
and
they
that's
actually
what
say
we're
that
getting.
They got it, and that it's in processing.
Well,
Right.
the best thing to do is not to do the option to check the status of your refund. The best option is to get a live person on the phone and have them look it up to see where it's in the system, and they should be able to tell her roughly a date when it would be issued.
And you don't want to go to the part that asks about the refund. If you see anything that says for questions about your refund, press blah, 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 don't push that button. You want to go to the area that talks about for questions about your personal income tax. Nothing with the word refund.
Okay.
So Joe,
you
when you call
you'll eventually get it, I guess, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but not necessarily, because you really need to find out if they're holding it up on an audit issue. So I'd suggest you call Tuesday when, like Steve and Chris and Tiffany are saying, when the option comes up, why are you calling? Are you calling about your refund? Ignore that. Choose the option that I have a tax question. Then you get a real person on the phone and find out if they're auditing any portion of that earned income credit so that you can resolve the issue. And
Steve,
if you
would
need
you
any help,
recommend
we will
him
help you.
e-filing it now at all?
Well, no, he can't e-file it now, especially because they already have it in processing, so it wouldn't even go through even if we wanted it to.
Yeah. I do know, Joe, that I still haven't gotten my New York State refund yet either, and I e-filed it, but mine is, they have some things that under review. So, and they sent a letter to me saying it's under review and they want to check New York State and they want to check this and that, and so I have sent them the things that they wanted to check. They wanted to check my daughter's college credit and some other items. So
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Right.
Well, thank you.
New York State is very adept at holding up your money.
Oh, yeah.
I think they don't have any money. It might be their trouble.
But I will tell you this, and this is why we say to people, if you need your money, don't send it in through withholding unless you have to. In other words, get it in so it covers your liability. But excess monies that you're going to have to wait for a refund, it's better to get it up front as you earn it so that they aren't holding up your refund.
Except
it's a matter of
those are refundable credits.
Is earned income credit and child
I know
credit,
but there's a lot of people that are getting big refunds that are waiting from New York State, and if they just changed their W-4, it would make it a lot better for them. If you need help, Joe, give us a call. Even though we didn't do the return, we'll help you wade through New York State, okay?
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, one thing I want to tell Joe is I do conference calls with New York State and the IRS all the time free of charge. So if he wants to call the office, we can do a conference call together and call New York State with him free of charge.
In other words, he can be home in his jammy.
Yeah.
And we can help him call, right?
Absolutely.
All right. What we're going to talk about on the other side of the news break is how much some of these other deductions that they're talking about getting rid of cost the federal government, but more than anything, how much it would cost you if they get rid of them. Get rid of the deductions. So until the other side of the news, I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady. Join us at 803-0930, star 930 on the cell phone. See you on the other side.
It's 3:30 from the WBEN Newsroom. I'm Joe Beamer. Here's what's happening. There's a freeze warning for later tonight through early tomorrow for Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, and Allegheny counties. Orchard Park police are moving forward to uncover who posted what are being described as inappropriate comments on a private Twitter account about members of the Orchard Park school community. The now deactivated OP Teachers Lounge sent out around 200 tweets last month, which were highly critical of students and teachers by name. The investigation continues. After Friday's Peace Bridge Authority board meeting, it doesn't look like anything is going to get resolved soon. Board members couldn't even approve the minutes from the previous meeting. Yesterday, a local group of politicians called for Canadian officials to help in the establishment of a fully functional, revamped U.S. Plaza. More on this story as it develops on WBEN and WBEN.com. President Barack Obama says the nation must do more than just remember its fallen heroes on Memorial Day. In his weekly radio and internet address, Obama says the country must care for the loved ones the fallen leave behind. Downtown right now, the Bisons are up on the Indianapolis Indians 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Jays rehabbing pitcher Josh Johnson started for Buffalo. AccuWeather says mostly sunny today, high 59. Clear tonight, low 36. Sunny tomorrow, high 62. And Memorial Day, a little warmer, high 69. Right now, we have mostly sunny skies. It's 54 degrees. Know before anyone else, become a WBEN Insider and get breaking news, weather, and traffic alert emails from WBEN. You can sign up today at WBEN.com. I'm Joe Beamer, News Radio 930 AM and 107.7 FM, WBEN.
Listen to WBEN anytime, anywhere. Online at WBEN.com, with our app on your phone, and now on TuneIn.com. News Radio 930 AM and 107.7 FM, WBEN.
The tax season is over for another year, but now is the time to plan. Maybe you're getting married. Are you sure you and your spouse are withholding enough for taxes? What about planning for retirement? Or maybe your kids are going to college this year and you're curious about those tax benefits. Life happens all the time, and your tax situation changes with it. At EG Tax, they'll help you tackle those life situations at no charge. Call 632-7886 and come join their family this year.
EG Tax.
In the nation, halfway won't cut it. That's why Nationwide Insurance offers brand new belongings. If something in your home is stolen or destroyed, we replace it with a brand new version.
Nationwide is on your side.
This is Esther, and life comes at you fast. That's why I'm grateful I have my trusted insurance agent, Bill Barber, on my side. For help with your insurance, call Bill, 688-2199.
Optional feature. Exclusions and limits apply. Damaged items may be repaired. Consult policy language for specifics. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Little less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about it. You know, if you guys ever watch that show
Las Vegas.
with
Las Vegas.
I can't.
Las Vegas, Joe
always
said.
danced to that. The police officer. Cripe. I can't think of him. That. Well, anyway, but I like that.
Is it a recent show?
Are you kidding? I only watch reruns. You know, I like to watch. I'll tell you, I like to watch the old shows because they had a storyline. I do watch reality TV every once in a while, but that's so.
You like home decorating shows and stuff.
I do. I watch HGTV.
Property Manager.
I do. I like that too.
Yeah.
I like to watch the $1 Million Listing.
Oh yeah. I like $1 Million Listing.
because they're all so arrogant because they're from New York City.
My God.
You know. Anyway, I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on his cell phone, and we have Tony who's been holding from before the news break. Hi, Tony. I'm Esther Gullius. How can we help you?
Yeah, how are you today?
Great.
My question is, I am a senior over 66 years old, and I live solely on Social Security, which is under $12,000 a year. Do I even need to pay to file federal and state taxes?
Do you live in your own? Do you live in your own home, or are you living in an apartment?
So I live in my own home.
And how much is the value of that house, Tony?
Oh, it's I don't you know I.
Is it under 85,000?
Oh, I've got to think so.
Well,
Okay,
I could give her the answer. The answer
give her
is
the answer, Tiff.
you don't have to file, but Esther and Chris are hedging that there's a property credit, a refundable property credit on New York State. And if you are a renter or you own your home and the value is less than $85,000 and you pay property taxes, perhaps you're entitled to this property credit on New York State, and it's a refundable credit.
Right.
Oh,
so
okay.
have you been doing that? It's an IT 214.
Yes, I have.
All right.
Because you've
so
been
did you-
filing?
did you do
No, I have not. Somebody had said to me, you are a senior. You don't make the minimum amount of money coming in. You don't have to file taxes.
You don't have to file. You just want to file. In other words, you don't have to file a federal return, but New York State has a refundable real estate property tax credit for people who have income under $18,000 and their home is worth less than $85,000. That's you. So you have a refundable tax refund coming potentially from New York State. It's form IT 214, and she can go back how long?
2010.
And it's not a.
Oh, great. Okay.
So you got.
Thank you ever so much.
What's the max
You're-
year, you guys?
Well, you're over 65?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Okay, you could be going up to about $350 a year. For seniors over 65. Yep.
You know, that's about what, $1,300,
Yep.
right?
Sure. Okay. Fantastic.
All right.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great day and a great weekend.
You too.
Happy Memorial Day. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax. Our phone number here in studio is 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. And let's see, we're going to talk. We were talking about some of the things on the Forbes article that he was saying the cost to the federal government. And the next item was state and local tax deductions. And the cost to the federal government by allowing us to deduct our state and local taxes is $431 billion, right?
Yep.
But if you had $3,000 in property taxes and you paid New York State $2,000 in taxes and you're in the 15% federal and 5% New York State, you can't deduct the state withholding. It would cost you an additional $900 in taxes if you aren't able to deduct it.
Right.
Yep.
Right?
I mean, yeah, all these, oh, wow, the government can make all this money. Yeah, but where's it coming from?
It's
From
ultimately
From
coming,
us.
right, it's ultimately going to come out of our pockets. We're going to be the one to pay a lot more.
Right. All right. And then mortgage interest deductions. They cost the government $379 billion to have deductible mortgage interest. However, if you had $6,000 in mortgage interest that you're paying in your house, $500 a month, it would cost you additional taxes of $1,200. So, yes, it costs the federal government $379 billion, but to lose the deduction costs you $1,200 in taxes.
So
I was just thinking,
go over that.
If you take the insurance, the state taxes, the capital gains, I mean, my goodness, the cost of one.
I was just going to say, you have a couple, a married couple.
Astronomical.
You have the health insurance, the state taxes, the mortgage interest. Right there, you're looking You're looking about $4,000 in taxes.
Right.
I mean, hello.
So, and then let's go to the next one before we go to Elizabeth. Again, I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on the cell phone. How about Medicare tax? That's free to seniors. Because the Medicare tax is free to seniors, that costs the federal government $358 billion. So what if they made the $3,000, for instance, in Medicare benefits you got taxable? It would cost a senior an additional $600 in income tax, right?
That's a lot of money for them. I mean, think of like Tony, who's living on her Social Security, or
right, right, and so on and so forth. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on the cell phone, and we're going to go to Elizabeth from Clarence on the phone. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, thank you for taking my call. I had a question for you. I have a business that I believe is almost sold, and I'm going to be getting between $285 to $300 right now to sell it. And my business is paid off. I have been writing off equipment, freezers, refrigerators for the last 2.5, almost 3 years I've owned it. I was curious on the taxes that I will. What will I have to pay? I know you have to see a broader picture, but just an idea.
Well, all right. You guys want to give her the bad news?
Okay. Well, there's a lot of things that go into it because those assets that you bought 3 years ago have been depreciating, so that means it brought that basis down.
You got to find out what the adjusted basis is after the depreciation is taken into consideration, and then from there, whatever gain on that sale is what you're going to be paying the tax on after all your expenses are considered in.
Now, if I reinvest, I made a mistake before where I had sold some income property and I never reinvested, and I had a pretty hefty tax bill that year.
Well, Elizabeth, if you reinvest, it's not going to make any difference. There is no deferment of taxes on a reinvestment from the sale of property unless you do a tax-free exchange. Now, the question is, is your business a corporation or is it a small business, just Schedule C?
It's an LLC.
It's an LLC. So so all of the assets, like let's say, for instance, that you are selling a copy machine and it cost you $1,500, and as part of the assets that are being allocated, when they write up the sale, they say that they're buying that copy machine for $200. What happens is that $200 copy machine is going to be ordinary income because it's a 1245 asset, and so it has to be recaptured as ordinary income. So you want to make sure that whoever's dealing with the purchaser, that that if you could let those assets go for zero, so that there is no, that you're just letting those go and they're buying the value of the business, the goodwill, that's handled differently. So you want to make sure you structure that in such a way that you don't have to pay the taxes or minimally pay the taxes
Esther,
on the sale of those assets.
Point. That's a really good point, Esther.
Oh, that is a great point. I'm writing this down right now as you say that. Okay.
So the way it's structured, so if they say we're paying $200 for the copy machine, $5,000 for the truck, those are 1245 assets. So those are recaptured as ordinary income. But the sale of the
goodwill,
the goodwill is handled differently. And some of the assets might be long-term capital gains, which would be a maximum of 15%. So I'd rather pay 15% than 38%.
Exactly. Oh, excellent. Thank you so much for that advice.
You're very welcome.
Right.
Have a great weekend.
Elizabeth, give us a call. We'll help you work up figures so you know what to do.
Right.
So
that's right. And make sure that, but the flip side of that situation is that Elizabeth would get the benefit if she gives the assets away, right? But the purchaser, right? If they have a zero cost basis on those assets, then they can't depreciate them, right?
Right. There's nothing to depreciate.
So that's the yin yang. The purchaser says, no, I want to buy the copy machine for $1,000, and you say, well, no, I don't want it because it's ordinary income to me. So between that's the negotiation that has to go on between the buyer and the seller.
Yep,
right.
Definitely.
And that's why it's good to be a knowledgeable consumer and purchaser and all that
right.
good stuff.
I'm
okay, Sisam.
Tax lady. If you have any questions, comments, if you haven't gotten your refund, if you owe the federal government money, give us a call in studio, 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on a cell phone. And want to talk before we go to the next callers here about some more things that was on the Forbes list. Non-taxable pension contributions. So your 401k plan, is that taxable, guys?
Right now, the contributions to a 401k plan are not taxable.
Only to your Social Security and Medicare.
Right, until you take it out. Now,
Right.
that costs the federal government $336 billion. But let's say you put $6,000 in your 401k plan, and now it isn't deductible, it's taxable, just like a Roth. And those of you who are making Roth contributions, you should pay attention because if they change the game plan, your strategy for a Roth might be falling apart. That would cost you an additional $1,200 in taxes, right?
Yep, that's right.
And on the flip side, then my question would be, if you go to take it out someday, are they going to tax you on the gain on the plan at that point?
I know, isn't it? Well, I'm sure they will. And then before we go to news, our next break, the earned income credit. The earned income credit for people with children that are on the lower income end of the spectrum with wages costs the federal government $326 billion. But if you're a family with 3 children and your income is under $18,000, it costs you $8,000 in additional in refunds that you don't get.
Yep. That was Joe from East Aurora. He was talking about his daughter missing out on it, getting it from New York State. So, yeah, that's a lot of money for people that need that money.
All right. Anyway, let's take a break right now. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady, 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on a cell phone, and we'll see you on the other side. Love to talk to you.
This is Attorney Dennis Kitchen. You know, even responsible people occasionally face serious financial difficulty. Bankruptcy laws were made to protect people in financial crisis and keep creditors from taking their income and property. I have met many people overwhelmed by debts, and together we have been able to find a solution. I'm Dennis Kitchen, and I'd like to help.
For the full story on debt, bankruptcy, and its alternatives, go to kitchenlaw.com or call attorney Dennis Kitchen at 631-5661. There is no charge for an initial consultation.
Hi, this is Esther. Basil Resale Transit and EG Tax have teamed up to help you with your taxes and make car buying fun. Basil Resale has a great financing program that virtually assures everyone gets approved, and some customers may have payments as low as $99 a month with zero down out of pocket. Just go to Basil Resale Transit, 6868 Transit Road, just across from Regal Cinemas in Williamsville. Call 632-2440 or go to basilcars.com. Click on Basil Resale Transit.
Just what I'm looking for. Basil, just great deals.
The tax season is over for another year, but now is the time to plan. Maybe you're getting married. Are you sure you and your spouse are withholding enough for taxes? What about planning for retirement? Or maybe your kids are going to college this year and you're curious about those tax benefits. Life happens all the time, and your tax situation changes with it. At EG Tax, they'll help you tackle those life situations at no charge. Call 632-7886 and come join their family this year.
EG Tax.
That's a good song. I like that. Joe's a good picker-outer of songs.
Billy Idol.
Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, joined in studio with Steve Jacobson, Chris Fabian, and Tiffany Fabian, and me, the tax lady. We'd love to help you. This is our last 15 minutes of the show for this week. 8030930, 8030930 is our phone number if you want to be part of the show. People love to hear what you have to say. I know I do. We were talking about some of the things the Forbes article was talking about, the cost of the federal government of all these programs. Another one that he was talking about going by the boards would be the child tax credit, which costs $292 billion. But if you're a parent who has children under the age of 17, that costs you how much per child, you guys?
$1,000.
So if you have two kids, the cost, your refund goes down by $2,000, right?
Yep.
And then how about the stepped-up basis on capital gain property? So when you inherit, let's say, mom's house, right?
Yep.
The stepped-up basis, it costs the federal government $258 billion. But if you inherit mom's house that's worth $100,000 and she paid $15,000 and you don't get that stepped-up basis, it costs you like how much money?
Around
$20,000.
Wow.
So these are just a few of the things I thought people should know, because as we go through the year and they start talking about some of these things that they want to let go by the boards, remember, if it goes by the boards, somebody's going to pay the piper, and that would probably be you. Well, let's go to the phones again, and we're going to talk to Alicia from Buffalo. Hi, Alicia.
Alicia?
Alicia. Is Alicia there?
Let's put her on hold, and then we will go to Sharon.
Sharon? Hey, Sharon.
Hi. I was
From
wondering
Park, right?
if you have an account with a TPS account through the government, through the VA hospital, and you take that money and do a charitable annuity, would that money be taxable when you're 70? You put it in when you're 70 and a half. Would that be taxable?
All right. So you're saying that you're talking about the rollover, the $100,000 rollover to a charity, correct?
Right. Because you have.
All right, but that has to be from an IRA into a charity, correct, guys?
Yes.
Right.
So a TPS account is not an IRA. That's another form of an annuity. So you can't do the $100,000 tax-free rollover.
Could you do it
has
with
to be
a
from
regular
an IRA to? Pardon me?
Could you do it with a regular IRA
You can do it with a regular IRA. Correct. So for everybody else that's listening, you can take. This is something that was just put back in the law last year, and all last year they said they weren't going to do it, but in January they made it retroactive. You can roll over up to $100,000 from your IRA directly into a charity, and that won't be taxable to you. It won't be deductible either, but it won't be taxable to you. So rather than having to put it as income on one side, making your Social Security more taxable, and then taking the itemized deduction, which would be limited, they allow you to do a direct rollover. So, okay?
And then can you take that as the annuity is in tax deductible when you get it too?
No. You either get the IRA. If you do the direct rollover, the money's gone.
Right.
Okay. Right? It's gone.
Thank you.
So once it's gone, it's gone.
Great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a great day. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady. We have Lauren from
Lori.
Sorry. Lori from Clarence. Hi, Lori. How can I help you?
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call. I can't believe I caught you today. I'm so happy.
Oh, well, thank you for calling.
I just have a question, please. For the last 2 years, I have not filed taxes because I have been out on workers' compensation, and that was my only income.
Okay.
However, my son is a sophomore in college. Last year, I didn't file for him, which maybe I should have. I don't know. He made maybe about $2,000. And then this year he made about $3,000, and I'm wondering if I can go ahead now and file him if he would get anything back.
Okay, well, first of all,
the college sent out a form last year and this year, and I can't think of what it's called, an IT something.
It's a 1098T. Now let me ask you this: is he on full scholarship
or financial aid?
Oh no!
Financial
oh no!
aid.
I wish. No,
right,
he's on. He did have a couple grants, but he has mainly unsubsidized and subsidized loans. And
all right, and he's a freshman, junior, sophomore,
he's a sophomore
or
right now.
senior, right?
Right. Sophomore at RIT.
Right. Okay. So, and he doesn't have another degree that he got. This is his first degree, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So make her happy, you guys.
Well, first of all, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lori. You were asking if he would get a return. The truth is, you can claim him as a dependent if you support him more than 50%. And
but how do I don't have any.
It doesn't matter.
It's a refundable credit.
That's the beauty of the tax law. That we're going to tell you how you get money back that you didn't pay in.
You get up to $1,000 back on the federal, and up to $400 on the state of New York coming back to you, refundable. They give you the money, Lori.
Even if you didn't make any, even if you
$2,800 coming back for the last 2 years.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So call us.
And that wouldn't impact his return at all because he's under this $5,000 for the federal and $3,000 for the state.
And he's probably got a full refund coming back of everything he paid in his withholding. So you want to do two tax returns. You want to do your tax return with the American Opportunity Tax Credit on the federal and the refundable college credit on New York State. And he wants to file a return, not claim himself as a dependent, and he gets a full refund of everything he paid in federal and state.
And don't forget, you only have 3 years, so make sure you file those
2
returns.
years. So those two tax forms that I got from the college, they will play a part in it then?
Yes, they will. They will.
Woo! Yay.
Yeah, you're right.
Get up and do a dance.
How do they know, when he's filing or when I'm filing, that it's for 2 years?
Well, you got to do each.
You have to do 2 years returns. You're going to do 2011 and 2012. Each one are going to stand independent of one another, and you're going to get two refunds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are you still helping people with taxes?
We do, absolutely.
We don't help anybody.
I was a nurse, and I got assaulted, and sometimes my memory kind of goes wacky, and I don't want to mess it up.
Well, no. Yeah, Tuesday we'll be back in the office. So you can give us a call and we'll help you, okay?
And we do all prior years, too, so you're fine.
Okay, and where would the closest place to be, or where would I reach you?
You just want to call our office at 632-7886.
I'm sorry, 7886?
You got it.
Oh, my gosh, you don't know how happy I am. I am so broke. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Oh, my gosh, I love you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what I love about our job, you guys, is that, you can really help people. I mean, like, she's a nurse and she helps people, and it's so sad because I have a number of nurses who have been assaulted by patients, and when they get assaulted, like, their whole body's broken up, so I can appreciate her position. It's very scary, especially when they're mental health nurses, because
You can't.
There can be very violent patients.
The patient's ailment. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And the nice thing about 2012 is I think she could still do a bank product if she wanted to. If she didn't have the money for tax prep, just something to think about.
Well, that's true. But if we don't need to have her do that.
No.
But let's finish up the rest of the stuff here from the Forbes report. Obamacare is projected to cost the federal government $238 billion. Charitable contributions. If they take away the charitable contributions, which cost the federal government $224 billion, if you're in the 15% bracket and you give $1,000 to charity, that costs you $200. Municipal bond interest costs the federal government $217 billion, but if you had $8,000 in muni bond interest, it means your tax bill goes up $1,600, right?
That's right.
Yep.
How about if the employer matches your pension? Right?
That's
right now, if
cost
I
to
make
the
a
government.
contribution to my employee's pension, that's tax-free to them, right? Because ultimately it'll be taxable when they take it out. That costs the federal government $212 billion. But if your employer did a match of $6,000, that would cost you, the taxpayer, $1,200 in taxes that you didn't have to pay before.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Right.
How about cafeteria plans? Explain what a cafeteria plan is, you guys.
That's where you can put money away pre-tax for, child care, medical, flexible spending account, just different aspects where you spend money. They let you put it away before taxes.
And generally, it's limited to $5,000 or right around $5,000, right?
Right, a person. Yep.
Right. So right now, if you were taking advantage of your employer's cafeteria plan, that's costing the federal government $193
billion.
Billion, yes. And so that's money that they're not getting because it's tax free. But if they make it taxable, that would cost somebody in the 15% bracket, federal, 5% New York State, an additional $1,000 in taxes to them.
Right.
Yep.
And then how about, here's the last one, which I thought was very interesting, that they're thinking of tinkering with, is the Social Security benefits. Yes. The non-tax Social Security benefits cost the federal government $180 billion. What would that do to mom and pop if they had $15,000 in Social Security and it became taxable?
You're looking about a $3,000 tax bill.
15%.
Right. So I thought it was interesting. So when you hear them talking about streamlining the tax code, these are the things they're looking at streamlining. And if they get rid of it, if it's taxable, if it's not deductible or not taxable right now, it will be taxable. You will lose the deductions, and so you want to make sure that you understand that it's going to cost you some potentially substantial dollars, right?
Yes.
Okay, hey, all right, so Monday we're closed for Memorial Day. Tuesday through Friday, we're open 9 to 5 at EG Tax. If you need any help during the week, you can join us on our website at egtax.com. And until next week, I'm Esther Gulius, the tax lady, with Steve Jacobson, Tiffany Fabian, Chris Fabian, and we're here to help you, even if we didn't do your tax return, right?
Yes.
Have a great week. Have a great Memorial Day. See you next week. Bye-bye.